And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I literally was being, I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females, and I had a few male clients, but predominantly I was matching women. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me, because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man is supposed to be.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we have a video here from Man Guide titled, "Yet Another Female Dating Coach Quits. Even Women Admit that Other Women Are Too Picky." So without further ado, let's just jump right in. As always, guys, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments.
Nice. I just want you guys to know, there's no way that I'm gonna date a man that makes under 200K a year. That don't even make no sense. I'm not trying to struggle. I can struggle by myself, okay? Why would I want to struggle with a man? So if you're not making 200K, you can't date me. You trying to date me? I only date millionaires, baby. Like, you better get it right.
I don't know what guy in his right mind is trying to date this woman, but she lives in absolute la-la land in order to have this opinion. I swear, a lot of these women don't even conceptualize how much money they're talking about. They will throw around the six figures like it's absolutely nothing, and they've never had at any given time more than $200 US in their bank account before they blow it on some makeup that, mind you, doesn't help them.
Too many times you had it wrong. Don't be in my inbox. Working where? Where you work? That's the only question I got. Where you work? Then I could decide.
Stand up in the motor bus dashboard.
Okay, there are 8 million people in this city. Sounds like a lot, right? Half of them are women. So 4 million men. And then you gotta have some age limits. Let's say over 20,
keep it legal,
under 40.
keep it sexy.
Now it's a million.
Right. We're talking about a million guys.
But half of them are married. 10% are gay. I want someone college educated, not too ugly. So
There's your boyfriend.
I wish. He's gotta be taller than me. And he's gotta want kids.
I'm on top, I ain't looking down. Only when I'm riding dicks, when I'm looking down. Love pulling on his chains, missionary style. He like, baby, do your thing.
Alright, I saw one of my followers make a list of superficial dating requirements, so now I'm going to show you guys my list. Disclaimer, this is my preference. Again, it is superficial. If you want to argue, go argue with your mother, not me. Coming in at number 1, I need you to be at least 5'10". Listen, I'm a short girl. I'm only 5'2", 5'3", and this is where the logic comes in with that. If I'm wearing 3-inch heels, I am almost 5'6". If you are 5'7", 5'8", you are only 2 inches taller than me. If I can look you eye level, immediate ick. I don't want it. The difference between my height and your height when I'm wearing heels, it needs to be at a long distance relationship. You need to be bigger than me. And this is what I mean by that. I like to go to sleep in my man's t-shirt. I want to be like, hey babe, pass me a t-shirt. And that t-shirt, I need to be swimming in it. If your clothes fit me like my own clothes, you might as well be borrowing my clothes at that point. It's not going to work for me. It's going to give me another ick. I need you to know how to dress, okay? Because I'm bougie. I go out to hella events. I like to show up, show out on occasion. And there's a time and place to dress like a bum, okay? And I don't need you to be embarrassing me. Number 4.
This woman, guys, I've always said it about the women who make lists like these and decide to post it on social media. They are absolutely infuriating people. They are narcissistic, they are awful to be around, and they think they are, the Lord's gift to earth when they make these lists. Okay, this is a woman who, what'd she say she was? 5'2", trying to demand a guy who is at least 5'10". Okay, you've got to be bigger than her, you've got to make more money, you've got to do X, Y, Z. And what do the men, okay, you can have your delusional list, but let me ask you a question. What do the men get in return? And let me tell you, if you're starting your list of here's what I bring to the table, you know, with this kind of attitude, hell no. Absolutely not. No guy worth his salt wants to date a woman who's sitting on TikTok ranting about here's the requirements that she has. Can't wait to date her, guys. I'm, you know, so excited.
You cannot be dating me and have bad teeth. I am a dentist. It is embarrassing if you do that. We have Motto or Invisalign for straightening teeth. You don't even have to get the regular braces at this point. If you are collecting sneakers on a daily, you can be putting that money into monthly installments to fix your teeth. Also, please have good oral hygiene. I'm gonna need you to floss every day. Emphasis, every day. And to add to the teeth rule, if you're missing a tooth, goodbye. That means the decay was so bad, the tooth was non-restorable, and then you had to get it pulled. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. This might be a controversial take, but I tried to date blue-collar men, aka men that don't have any type of degree. I'm not with it. I want a white-collar man. I have 3 degrees. I have my bachelor's, master's, and doctorate, so it kind of needs to make sense. Education is very important to me. I'm also Asian. It's instilled into my culture. I want you to at least have a bachelor's degree. It's a non-negotiable for me. Next point, provider mindsets. I'm going to need you to be making the same money as me or more. I'm going to only be dating in my tax bracket or higher because...
Let me just stop you right there, madam. Any guy who has the things that you want does not want to date you. No dude who has any level of self-respect will sit here and think to himself, you know what? I can't wait to date a woman who is a complete and utter headache. I'm so excited to sit down and to have dinner with or to look after a woman who is so incredibly narcissistic and annoying. Look at this, guys. For those of you guys who aren't watching the screen right now, she has literally written down here that her dating requirement, one of 50 of them, is you must have a provider mindset, i.e. you must give her money, right? This has a word that I can't use on YouTube, but you might as well just be a night worker. If you have a list that consists of crap like this, and your dude has to earn this, he has to earn that, just say what it is. Just say what you are. It's totally fine. Just be honest about it. Okay, but no guy with any common sense looks at you, sees this list, and then goes, yeah, I can't wait to wife her up, guys. I'm so excited to put a ring on that. No, the guy's going to sit there and go, yeah, she's for fun only, and that's it.
Let's be real. Men that make less money than me, and unfortunately it's a lot of men, they're going to feel incompetent. They're going to feel inferior because their ego gets in the way. I also want to retire soon. I want to be a part-time stay-at-home wife, and if you can't help provide that for me or provide the lifestyle that I can provide myself alone, then you're not adding anything to my life. Next. And lastly, I must like your voice. This is a big one. If I match with you on a dating app, I'm going to send you a voice note, and then I need you to send me a voice note back. If I don't like your voice, I'm deleting you. That is all.
See, guys, this is the kind of garbage, right, which shows you exactly why a lot of men don't like to date. Okay, so if you're a guy and you jump on a dating application, you might get a bit sad, a bit down about the fact that you get no matches or women don't reply to you. But don't worry, guys, because this is the crap you're missing out on. Not much, okay? This is why all of these women complain and they say, you know, oh, men are so bad and they just want me for my body and they use me for only one thing, okay? Because they're all out here with all of these ridiculous standards. Again, this woman is 5'2", wanting a guy who's at least, let's call it 6 foot, okay? And she's on dating applications. What do you think all of the other women are doing? They're, of course, sitting there, only swiping on the dudes who are over 6 foot for the most part. So they all have these lists of stupid requirements, and then they go out there and they chase the guys that have these qualities. And guess what? Those guys don't want them. Why? Because the women, number one, are an option. They don't have to commit to you. And number two, these women are a giant pain in the backside. Okay, a lot of guys who, they come across this, they see this, and they're like, oh, you know, that makes a lot of sense. Right? And you wonder why men opt out of dating. You wonder why men aren't interested in you. You wonder why when you reach 35 years of age and you're trying to become a stay-at-home wife because you're ready for a family now, you wonder why the men sit there and say, nah, no thank you. I'm going to go overseas. I'm going to work and I'm just going to leave and I'm just going to go overseas. I'm going to go to Southeast Asia. I'm going to find a girl who's actually nice and polite to be around, and then we'll go from there. Absolute insanity, guys. And they wonder why dudes are just leaving the West.
Look lonely. I can fix that.
These are my requirements for dating. Moving forward, I want the password to your phone, the password to all of your social media accounts. I want to know that I am the only woman that you are pursuing. Even through the hard times, you're not seeking validation on Instagram, Snapchat, or paying $9.99 to some ratchet hoe on OnlyFans. My body will be the only body that you want to see naked, or we're not going to be together. If I'm not enough for you, we're done. Capiche? Capuche.
Have you guys noticed that some of my videos have gone missing over here on YouTube? That is because I am slowly moving them over to locals where I can actually host them without the risk of getting in trouble. If you are not aware, many creators are starting to move over to places like locals, Rumble, etc. because YouTube is not really a free speech platform. So if you are interested in supporting the channel and getting access to videos that are no longer available here, make sure that you come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the video description down below. Supporters get access to their own exclusive videos that are no longer available to the public. So make sure you go to the link in the description and join us over there now. But anyway, guys, back to today's episode.
I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this.
If he ain't paying, he ain't staying. Period. If you are a grown woman and you're dealing with a grown man who has his hand out at bill paying time, you with the wrong one. Sprinkle, sprinkle.
I love, guys, I just love it, how all of these women are strong and independent, but we still need men to pay for things for us. We can't do anything ourselves, right? We're strong and independent, but when a bill comes, I need a man to come and help me. Also, this one back here, guys, I find videos like this absolutely hilarious as well, because we all know, by and large, it's not the men doing this. It is the women. You want to talk about seeking validation outside of a relationship? That's not men's forte. Now, yes, you might have a top percentage of guys who are dating a whole bunch of women at the same time, and they don't have to commit to you because they have no reason to. Okay, but you know, you start talking about things like seeking validation outside of a relationship. I would love for an in-depth study to be done on stuff like this. Of course, it's really hard to get accurate statistics because people are just going to be dishonest, not give you correct access to their phone, whatever the case may be. There's a million ways in which you'd get really skewed up data on this. But I would bet a significant amount that overwhelmingly it is the women who are seeking validation outside of the relationship. And also, a lot of guys can't even seek validation outside of a relationship. A lot of guys can't get relationships or are just straight up ignored by women because women have these stupid aforementioned lists of nonsense. And guys, a lot of people will see these videos and be like, oh, you know, Taylor's complaining. He must be like, this guy must be 5'3". I saw some guy say that I was like 5'3" and made some other assumptions and everything. I'm like, guys, I'm 6'3", and I see these videos and I still think these women are clowns. Right? It's absolutely hilarious. And again, when these women age out and they become 30, 35, and they start crying about how no man wants to take them seriously and their biological clock is ticking, they just become content for the channel, and it's funny. So let's continue on to the next clip.
Make excuses for your men instead of bragging on them. You got the wrong one, okay? You need to wake up. You shouldn't have to make excuses every time someone asks you about your man and your relationship status and your financial status. That is not how it goes. If you have a man, a grown man that you're sleeping with, all you should be able to do is brag on him about how he did this for you, how he's helping you do that, how he makes you feel so good, how he does this for you, how he makes you feel like you're the best woman ever. That's all you should be talking about. You should be making excuses for him, like, well, he didn't come home last night because of this, or, well, he's having a hard time right now and because of this, and, well, he said he was going to do this. Okay, well, that sounds like a bunch of excuses, and like your man don't even like you.
Yeah, see, as a guy in 2024, you're not allowed to have a hard time. And the reason why you're not allowed to have a hard time, guys, is because nobody cares. You've probably seen this echoed around the internet a lot. okay? But nobody is coming to save you as a man. If you're a broke guy and you don't come from a rich family, guess what? You're not getting handouts. There are not people in your DMs trying to solve your problems for you. Okay, something goes awful on in your life, you might have a DM from a couple of friends, but that's about it. Women like this, even a woman like this, guys, who is painfully aggravating, will have a significantly easier time in life. And now I'm not complaining about that. I think men grow a lot better as people by going through struggles. But it's just very funny to watch these strong and independent women complain when men won't do crap for them. Right? And this is why, again, this is why dudes don't cry in front of you. This is why dudes don't open up to you. You wonder why dudes don't be emotional with you and they don't want to build a connection with you. The amount of times I've seen women like this complain that men are emotionally immature, i.e. men won't commit to me, men won't emotionally open up to me, is really quite crazy, especially when you watch their content, you realize that they hate emotional men. A lot of these women, they can't stand it if a guy is emotional. You're not allowed to have problems. You're supposed to sit there like a robot and solve all of her problems. Hell no.
Sprinkle, sprinkle.
Today's video is about a female dating coach and a matchmaker named Rebecca Lynn Pope. And I have to give her a ton of credit because she's choosing to make less money by being honest with modern women. And so she has a message for these boss lady 304s types. Because their expectations have become so unrealistic that she has quit matchmaking for women. She made a video which got millions of views on YouTube, but I couldn't find the original video because I guess she either took it down or the feminists flagged it down, which I wouldn't be surprised about. The moment they don't like anything, they'll act like a Karen ASAP. It's their default setting. Anyways, I found a repost of it on YouTube and it's about 21 minutes long, but I'll break it down to her most important parts of it so you don't have to watch it all yourself.
Hello, this is Rebecca Lynn Pope coming on real quick. You guys know that I have been swamped lately, but I promised I would come on and just share my viewpoints on why women are just, many women, I'm not going to say all women, but many women are very, very unrealistic about their standards for men, dating, and marriage. So I'm going to give my opinion on this. And now listen, girls, I'm about to be very raw. I'm about to be very real. I'm about to just shoot it to you as just straight as I can because I'm hoping that this helps somebody.
Yeah, see, the problem is that these women who this woman is addressing and trying to help, they think they want help, but they don't really. They don't live in reality. If you want to sit here and make a video on here's what's actually going on, here's how you can fix your situation, they don't want to hear it. They're not interested. Okay? A lot of these people, they claim they want help, but they're too lazy and too arrogant to change anything about their situation. Right? And when you say this to a woman, I want to make this clear, okay? If you sit there and say, hey, listen, your standards are too high, what's going to happen is she's going to think back to the last time she was dealing with Chad, dealing with a guy she found very attractive, and he didn't have to lift a finger to have bedroom fun with her. And she's going to think, wow, well, that guy, you know, he did absolutely nothing for me, and you're telling me to lower my standards even more? Because all of the rest of men are completely invisible to the average woman, guys. Completely and utterly invisible. These women don't live in reality, so when you speak in realistic terms, they don't like you. They don't like to hear it. They will call you names. Also, before we continue with the video, guys, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, okay? I could definitely be wrong. But I'm pretty sure this woman took down this video herself and then capitulated to the women who were saying, you know, she basically buckled to the women. So she didn't stick by this message from what I understand. Like, so basically she's trying to run a business. She's trying to be a dating coach. She tried to give women helpful advice, realistic, truthful advice. They hated her for it. She took down the video. And I think after that, she started reselling lies. Now, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Let's keep going.
Because as you girls know, I'm a matchmaker. And for a large part of the end of last year and beginning of this year, I stopped matchmaking.
Imagine you're making a living solely matchmaking for women, and they have become so entitled that you have to change careers. It's not like there's a shortage of single women, there's a surplus. Yet, they're acting like they're the last women on the planet, and they still don't understand that even if they were the last women on the planet, most men chose nothing over them, which is very telling on how hard dating is in the West. And this video is several years old now, so even less entitlement than currently.
And the reason I stopped matchmaking is because I literally was being, I can't handle female clients. I was a matchmaker that matched females, and I had a few male clients, but predominantly I was matching women. And listen, it was such a valuable lesson for me, because what I learned is that the average woman doesn't really want just a good man. She doesn't want a husband. What she's really wanting are these standards or ideas that she has of what a man is supposed to be. But this is nothing what men are. This is not realistic.
Women used to be right out of high school getting serious with a guy. Usually her high school sweetheart that she falls in love with and they get married. So how many men does she have to compare him with? Maybe one other guy that she dated and kissed on the cheek before she met her husband, but probably none. The guy she married is most likely the guy she has been in the bedroom with, which means she can fully pair bond and he has 100% of her heart, and they'll be together for 50 years and counting. But today's women, even the average looking ones, by the time they graduate high school, they've been screwing since they were in middle school. And more likely because of that, they hook up with the high school athletes who are physically the cream of the crop. Then they go straight to college and hook up with the college athletes. And if they're good looking enough, they hook up with the pro athletes and entertainers. So once modern women are adults, they can date men at the peak of their sexual market value. So how is the average guy who will only sleep with 3 women in his lifetime compared to those cream of the crop men, including financially and every other metric? It's going to be a letdown for a lot of these women in the West. Or they'll date multiple men and get the best quality out of each one, then start looking to build their perfect man. They want him to be funny because they had a fling with a comedian. They want him built physically because they dated the gym bro. But they want him to be smart as well because the gym bro was boring and that engineer that took them on expensive dates stimulated their mind. And they want the man to have money because they don't want to build anything. That's not fun. They want to be at the finish line and be shown a good time.
For who men are, how they think, what they value, it's just this preconceived idea that women have of who men should be. But this is not reality, okay? So literally, the standards here that I see consistently in women that stay single, do not get married, and the difference between women and wives.
Look at what most guys would love to be with. A 7 who's friendly, fit, modest, has a great personality, and loves to cook. That's not a millionaire, or a professional athlete, or even an engineer. It could easily be 40% of the women in the West, if they had those goals. But most women today get suckered into the feminist lifestyle through indoctrination and with social media, and have motivation to build anything when a celeb is in their DMs promising a good time.
The second standard is this: you're comparing good men to, I can't say this, F-boys. I'm just gonna say it. You're comparing good men to the men that you've experienced previously who were not ready to be husbands, that you were just dating, messing around with. I mean, literally, there's a distinct difference between marriage material, men who are ready to be husbands, and these F-boys that you've been messing around with in and out of these situationships with for years.
Yeah, see, this is the thing, right, about this. So you have these women who, like this woman here says, they're going out here, they're dating dudes, they can't get in a relationship with them, they're having situationships with all of these bad boys. And of course, what do women say when they're doing this? Oh, I just want a good man. I want a guy with a nice personality. You know, all of this absolute nonsense. Let me tell you guys something about personality. Personality is so damn low on the list that you can get away with having a garbage one. If you have enough status, if you look good enough, which is usually the metric, by the way. If you're a guy and you look really good, you can get away with a lot of nonsense. You don't have to date women seriously. You don't have to pay for dates. You don't have to give them a ton of time and attention. You don't have to give them any of that. And they will still flock to you if you're attractive enough. Okay, so don't hit me with this garbage, which is what you hear. This is what men hear all of the time. Oh, you just need to be a good guy. You need to take care of her, you know, and you really need to show her that you're worthy, and you need to make her like you. right? But this is the end of that, guys. No more of this nonsense of, oh, I'm here to make a girl like me, or I'm going to take these women who are not traditional out on dinner dates. I think a lot of people watch my content, guys, and they think that I'm against traditional behaviors out of men. Like, I don't mind if dudes want to go out here and take women out on dates and stuff like that, that's fine. I would just much prefer if the women were actually worth it. If the women were traditional themselves, because why on earth do you have dudes going out here spending hundreds of dollars on women who are just absolute clowns is beyond me. It's embarrassing. It truly is. Why would you as a man open up your wallet, open up your heart, give your validation to these women who, you know, have gone out there and been with random dudes for less than the price of McDonald's fries? It's embarrassing. I'm supposed to sit across a table from one of these women? No. No, thank you.
And these F-boys that you've been messing around with in out of these situationships with for years. And so now you have this standard for a man and a husband based on these dudes that have just been playboys, fun, boy toys, whatever you want to call it, girls, okay? You can call it whatever you want. But now you set this standard to say he's supposed to look like this, he's supposed to act like that. Oh, you know what? He's too corny. He likes me too much. He texts me too much. Yeah, because the men that you were messing with, you weren't even the only one. They don't text you right back. They don't call you right back because they have 8 more just like you.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's very funny, right? How you can say stuff like this and people will just, this woman probably got attacked in her comments and everything, dislike bombed, I'm sure. She probably copped the whole 9 yards of, you know, just general anger from these people that she's trying to help. This is why, guys, I don't make these videos for women. This is one really big reason why I don't make these videos for women, is because a lot of them won't listen. The ones who actually need some sort of help and who need to leave these situations, they won't listen to my videos. Right? They'll just laugh about how I'm an animated vampire looking dude and I'm weird and I'm like an incel. They'll throw whatever hate language they want, which is totally fine. These videos are made for men. Okay? But this woman made the crucial mistake of going out there and trying to help these women. They don't want help. They don't want reality. They want to go out there and have fun with bad boys, and then they want some guy who's naive and gullible to come along and marry them after that. So they can have their one day where they look really good for Instagram, and then they'll leave that marriage, and then they will take that dude for his resources, and then resume the fun. Right? And this is what, guys, you know, I've got to attribute a lot of the blame as well to the degradation of society, not only towards womanism, but also towards governments who allow this crap for women to literally get to 35, sorry, let's say around 32, decide that they want to get married and have kids now, do that within a couple of years, and then leave and take all the guy's crap. Like, why should a guy marry you or have a long-term relationship with you? What incentive is there for men? But let's continue with the video. I'm rambling. Let's keep going.
I basically said the same thing earlier, and Rebecca Lynn Pope proved it. These men who were blessed genetically and won the genetic lotto, you know, basically died and went to heaven and have 99 virgins to choose from in real life. Because today, women aren't requiring marriage to give it up.
Just being a good woman. So I'm thinking these women just want to marry. These women just want a good man. Nah, boo, that's not what they wanted. What they want is, if I'm going to pay this money, I want me a Michael Ealy. I want me a Boris Kojo. Well, look, boo, Boris Kojo's married. Last time I checked, Idris Elba's taken. These men are such a small percentage of the population. Do you guys understand that for a man to be over 6'2" is less than 3% of the population? And we're talking all men around the world, less than 3% of the population. Now you take out the gay guys and you take out the guys that are not black or whatever race specific that you prefer your husband to be, and you take out the men that are broke, and you take out the players, the men who are just not ready and who are not ready to get married, aren't even looking for a wife, don't want that responsibility yet. Think about these numbers. Less than 3%. Less than 14% of the entire American male population is over 6 foot. Less than 14%. And that's all the married men and the men in prison. All of them, girls. So you're sitting around here like, oh, he's got to be 6 foot and he's got to look like this and he's got to make 6 figures or 7 figures. When you start at just height alone, do you hear the percentage that I just gave you on just height?
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't think a lot of these women who are out here dating these bad boys, they probably don't even understand percentages. They probably don't understand statistics. They don't understand how likely things are to happen or not happen. They don't care. They're like little dopamine addicts, guys. They remind me of like children that get handheld devices when they're very young. They're just addicted, right? A lot of these women are straight up addicted to dopamine. They're chasing the next fun guy. They don't care what you have to say. This is the problem, okay? You're speaking logically. They don't care about the logic. They don't care about your little percentages. They don't care about, oh, you know, 3% of men are this height, or whatever the case may be. They don't care. All they care about is, hey, wait a minute, I'm not getting what I want from men, so it's a problem. Therefore, men need to change. Everybody else needs to change. And this is why her video got attacked. This is why she probably took it down. And this is why I believe, again, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong, that she resumed to capitulating to women and telling them what they want to hear, at least to some degree. Okay, they don't want reality. You can make, guys, I could make videos like this all damn day, but you know what? A lot of women, they're not going to listen. Right? There are some women in the comments who, you know, who come into the comments of my videos and say, listen, Taylor, I've been married for 30 years and things like this. That's fantastic. Congratulations to those people, genuinely. But a lot of these women are not like that. They're not interested. Well, they think they are. They want marriage, but really they're just chasing a bunch of bad boys.
Just height. And if you add in what he looks like looking like Idris and making money like this and that, honey, look, you looking for the come up for real because I don't know where he's at.
I think she's wrong. It's less than 14% of the male population in America that is taller than 6 feet. More like 10% or less. That's why I say the top 10% of men. And it's hilarious that women complain about men seeing them as a piece of meat. Yet this dating coach said these women were trying to order their dream man like they were at McDonald's ordering a Big Mac with extra fries. Also, let's just say these modern women pay a lump of sum of money and actually meet the man of their dreams. They're acting like it's a given that the dream is going to love them. And I'm willing to bet that these women are post walls because they're spending money to find a man, so they're not the most attractive version of themselves, assuming they're attractive in the first place. What about their personality or lack of? They don't want to cook nor clean. They're jaded by the Chads and Tyrones who hit it and quit it. How are these top 3% men, even though it's much less, are going to actually like these washed up thoughts? Actually, women don't need to pay money to find a man. They can work at Walmart and men will notice them. They can scrub toilets and men will give them proposals.
Yeah, see, this is why as well. I've said this for a very long time, but a lot of these people will make far more money if they just sat here and lied to women. Guys, I'm telling you, multi-million-dollar business idea, okay? You want to make a lot of money? Jump on TikTok, become one of these dating coaches, and just straight up lie to women, and they just eat that crap up. You know, don't settle, queen. You deserve a guy who does this and that, and, you know, you need to raise your standards. Just start making short-form content about those sorts of things. Sell some course at like $500. You'll be rolling in it before you know it, guys. You know, get a nice little camera set up and get your lighting done, okay? Hell, you can even be, guys, if there's a woman watching this, right? You can even be a divorced woman and run this crap. There are literally, guys, I kid you not, there are divorced women who are dating coaches on TikTok and they make money because they sit there and they lie to women. It's fantastic, guys. I love me. I love me some business. Isn't that absolutely hilarious? You can make more money selling lies to these women because they do not want to hear the truth. Guys, we're going to be ending today's video there. As always, make sure you take care of yourselves and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.